What's up guys, welcome back to another Garageband video. This is Trex Music. In this video I'm going to be showing you guys 4 extremely useful Garageband tips. Let's get right into it. Okay, so here are the 4 tips I have for you guys. Number 1 is EQing. Number 2, quantizing. Number 3, automation. And number 4, placing notes. So first I'm going to talk about EQing. All sounds are made up of frequencies, some of them high, some of them low. So right here I have this project that I've been working on, and I have this buzzing metallic lead. So listen to this. So I like this, but I really don't like the little buzzy chainsaw-ish thing. That's what EQ is for. You can use EQing to get rid of the frequencies that you don't like. In GarageBand, to get to the EQ, you pull up this menu, you go into track, then you press EQ, and then to make sure it shows the sound, you press analyzer. If you don't press analyzer, it's just nothing's gonna happen. So press analyzer and then you'll see the waveforms right here. So I can see, I think down at this upper rangy area, that's where all the buzzing is happening. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna listen to this and then drag this upper portion. Any of these dots can be dragged around to manipulate the sound. So I'm gonna drag this upper part right here and just get rid of all these frequencies I don't like. And then maybe I want a little boost right over here because that's where the sound I do like is coming from. So I'll do this. And that's how EQing works. You can do this for any instrument on GarageBand. Right here I have a 808-ish thing. So again, I can click on it, go into this menu, it's already pulled up, and then you can see, since this is more of a bass, all the frequencies are down here on the lower end, and there's not as many up here. But still, I want to cut out the high end there is, so I'm going to move this again over here. And that's how EQing works. Next, I'm going to talk about quantizing. You guys have seen me use quantizing before on my other videos, but it's still extremely useful. When you're playing some notes, obviously since we're not machines, we're not going to play them perfectly right on the grid. So quantizing is basically putting them right on the grid. So right here, I just played this buzzing metallic lead. And so as you can see, all the notes are like not exactly where I want them. And you can probably hear it too. Some of them sound a little out of place. So to quantize, there's 2 things you can do to quantize. You can go to region, which will do the whole region that's selected up here. In this case, it's the buzzing metallic lead. And then you click time quantize. Instead of doing off, you can change it to any of these. I like to do it to 1/16 or 1/8 note usually. In this case, I'm going to do 1/8 note. And then, as you can see, it just moved all the notes forward or backward so that they're more on the grid. Now let's listen to this. So that's like 1,000 times easier than moving all these notes by hand, which is why I love it. You can also do it by notes. I'm just gonna go back here so that they're off the grid again. You can also do it by notes, and by doing it by notes, you have to highlight all the notes that you want to quantize and then quantize them again. So I'm gonna do 1/8 again, and then they'll be back on the grid. And that's how quantizing works. Now I'm gonna talk about automation. Automation, there's a lot of stuff you can do with it, and it's really useful for like arranging and getting the sound that you want. So that's what I'm going to be talking about. To pull up the automation menu, you can do it up on this upper area or down here in the selecting area. So I'm going to do it up here first. So I'm going to click on this area and then press A on my keyboard, and then it'll pull up this thing. And you can see under each instrument there's volume, but then if I click on this, I can find a bunch more things I can do with automation. So there's volume, pan, echo, reverb, and all these ones down here. Right now I'm just going to be talking about volume. So up on this up area right here, if I'm going to use automation, so let's say this intro part is a little boring, this first like 8 bars. So I'm going to like do an automation thing to make the volume go up as it goes. So as you can see, I have this line right here. This is dictating where the volume is. If I bring this down, the volume control will go down and it'll be quieter. So I'm going to bring this up and then put another dot right here by holding control and clicking. And then I'm going to bring this first dot down so that it goes up as you're going. So you'll see this volume control will go up as it starts. So that's how automation works on this bigger scale. So I'm going to press A again to close this. And then now I'm going to go down onto the smaller editing part. So as you can see, again, we have note velocity, which is basically just the volume of the note. And when you're playing, again, you're not going to be perfect. So all your notes aren't going to be the exact same velocity. So you might want to adjust some of the notes that you're playing so that they have the same velocity as others. Right down here on my kicks, you can see like the velocity is all over the place when I was playing it, and you can hear the difference. So like this kick right here is much louder than the others, and this kick is much quieter. So to do this, I can just click on these and bring it down, or I can hold a note before the first note and then drag all the way across, and it'll make all these notes, whatever they are, along this line. So as you can see right here, now all of them are pretty similar. Finally, I'm going to go into my hi-hat pattern. So as you can see here, I have a bunch of hi-hats, just a 2-step pattern, and then I add some rolls and stuff. But what I like to do with my hi-hats, first of all, I like the velocity to be pretty uniform, so this is pretty good for that. But then also, when I'm doing like a roll or something, I like it to kind of go up. So to do this, I'm just going to hold here and drag up, and then it'll make all our hi-hats go up on velocity. And it gives that little cool effect. And then I'm going to also do this for this roll over here. You can highlight the notes, so if you highlight the notes, it will only do those notes, so it won't like interact with these notes over here. So that's useful if you just want to get a certain number of notes. And that's automation. Okay, then finally, I'm going to be talking about placing notes on the grid. So this is like, I only discovered that you could do this a day or so ago. And so you can actually place notes on the grid. So instead of just playing everything, you can play it, and then if you like want to add some extra notes, you can just click them in. So to do this, I'm going to hold Command on my keyboard and then click where I want the new note to be. And so then from there, I can drag out its length just like a regular note. And then also, if I want it to be a uniform length as the others, I can click on this note and then create a new note, and it'll be the same length as this one. So again, I'm going to go into the hi-hats and do this a little bit to create some new rolls. So let's listen to this. So right away, I'm going to add a new roll right here, make it uniform to the others. Now all of them will be about this length. So I'm going to do something like this. I'm going to add another roll right over here. And then another one right over here. And then I think that's good. And again, I'm going to go into the automation menu by pressing A, so I can change the note velocity of these again. So I'm going to bring this down a little bit so that it's not as noticeable, and bring these down a little bit too. And same for this one. And that's how you can place notes on the grid. So here's the final product. Thank you guys for watching. If you like this video, remember to like and subscribe. Thanks. See you next time.